answer in a realistic standpoint for what Mitch would be looking at in his plan for the whole thing. Because Mike would 100% be like, sure, can't afford it. Fuck it. I get hit too much. Put them in front of me. Let them die before I do.
Goddamn, everybody in this party has died but me.
You can change that.
Where the fuck did all my money
I'm
go?
trying to change that actively, and, the two elves won't fucking let me.
Oh, it's in my backpack.
Money or Quinbreen money?
Both.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. They're fucking rich.
Ow.
I can't find, I bookmarked it, and I still can't find it.
I need to sell some shit.
Mitch, speak. That's a noise. Speak. Words.
Sir, I had shit in my mouth when you asked. Fuck off.
Okay. I needed to adjust.
Is it adjusted yet?
Yes.
Way too loud.
So I've been losing sleep off of a fucking hypothetical.
Oh god, I don't want to hear this, but please continue.
Well, no, I don't want to.
What?
It's it's something that we would all take actually super seriously, and I have been taking it so seriously.
Tell me more.
Deep dives into gaming knowledge.
Nope, tell me more.
If you were isekai, what knowledge do you have to bring help to the second world?
Fucking nothing.
That is a great question.
I've had that same thought before.
Yes,
every time I watch an isekai, I'm like, I would die. I have none of this knowledge.
Yeah, we would just perish. Mitch would be the only one who would survive.
Nah, I did do pretty good.
I am past, and I can recollect information from going from stone all the way up to machining rifles.
Well, remember,
and, steampunk era kind of machinery.
Remember, you get most typically when you get isekai, you get some form of bonus outside of your own knowledge as well.
No, I'm saying without that.
Okay.
If it's just the general, we call it isekai. If you get reincarnated and thrown to a different world that isn't this world, and somehow you retain your memory.
Yeah, it.
I'd do fairly decent.
I just love how loud she got. Yeah, it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was about our fridge.
Anyways, I am ready when Justin and everybody else is ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready as well. I've just genuinely lost sleep over that fucking hypothetical.
Yeah, no, I've lost sleep over that a similar one, yes. Let's launch in.
I don't know, mine's easy. Fuck all. No one needs to know how to dig up a dinosaur bone. I'm useless.
I never was interested in how to make diesel before. I know how to make diesel. Apparently, it's a super simple process.
I know enough about a lot of little things that I can do this shit.
Why did Quinbreen take a short rest?
Did I hit a short rest by?
Oops.
Apparently you did.
Oh, I guess so.
Sorry, that was me. Justin,
Sorry
was
about
my
that.
ring
I didn't
added?
mean to yell.
Your ring was not added. Let me go ahead and do that now.
Don't worry about it if it's... I was just asking just out of curiosity. I remember for the most part what it does. +1 to saving throws,
I feel.
extra D8 radiant damage, and a number of points of healing per day.
For what?
Don't worry about it. Why does this keep fucking getting louder? On its own! It's YouTube, but still.
It does a lot of damage.
Oh, fuck off. AI, leave me alone. I'm muting you. Excuse me.
Alright. Alright. Time for dinner.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
All right.
Like, I get blood for the blood god, gains for the blood god, but don't keep increasing your volume. Sorry, my YouTube is fighting me and keeps randomly increasing its volume.
I'm pretty much ready when you guys are. I'm live, but I'm on my starting screen.
Hey, Justin.
What's up?
Excuse me. Have I ever showed you the song Blood and Thunder by Rogue Revolt?
Maybe? I can't say for sure.
Okay. I feel like it'd be your kind of song.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I can't return momentarily. I'm muting myself momentarily.
Go to kit and copy, paste. Oh shit, enter. Oh shit, they came out with a new album. Fuck yeah. Now off to The Only Thing They Fear Is You. What is this?
Angel is up my ass right now.
What is this? Fucking whatever it's called DLC? StarCraft? No, Star Bethesda game. Starfield.
Yeah, they have a DLC now.
Yeah.
Anyways. Why do you keep turning yourself up? So, who wants to recap? Sorry, I stole your line, Justin.
No, you're fine. Who does want to recap?
I have a pretty good memory, however, I'm forbidden from recapping.
As long as you do it correctly, then you're allowed to.
I'm very bad at recaps. I only ever remember like the last thing that happens.
I've noticed.
I don't remember anything.
So. And does Mitch, before I go ahead and go on into this, does Mitch remember anything?
I remember. I just don't want to
Okay. So, as we closed out last session, it was after almost going through the motions of the last couple of months of downtime from getting our honors for saving the city, to some of us getting promoted to civilian, to some of us getting an actual promotion, to us all getting some level of following, to properties, to rewards. Then we went about our business. Some of us making things, some of us researching things, one of us getting contacted by an extraplanar being.
Sounds normal.
Where we then decided we were going to go and pay back our debt to her for helping us. That good, Justin?
I would say so, yes.
Okay, fuckity fuck.
No, my fucking god.
Hey, I did the good thing, and then I did the bad thing. Somewhere in the middle of that was a court hearing that nobody saw.
Alright. So, you guys are still very much within Dalago delay.
Mm-hmm. There was a dinner planned.
Yep, the dinner for all who wanted to attend occurred.
Yep.
And so you guys are pretty much into your next day. All of you who expended resources, I guess, can take a long rest.
Yeah, expending resources. What a funny option. Hit things with a hammer instead.
So, you guys may, if desired, then you guys have a day or so, or realistically as long as you want, to make your final preparations before heading out.
Time to take another 25 weeks and finish Alakane's armor.
Oh my god.
Nah. I'm not that much of an asshole yet.
Realistically, the one person that we actually kind of need here isn't here.
Yeah.
The entire reason we're leaving isn't here.
Yeah.
So instead, let's go siege the capital and kill, Mark.
If you guys want to spend a couple of weeks heading to the Mantia Commonwealth, sure.
Nah, we're teleporting there.
With what resources?
The wizard whose neck I'll break if he doesn't.
And immediate execution.
I didn't say Lord of the City, I said wizard.
Yeah. Immediate execution.
Nah, he's dead.
And so are you.
Okay, I'm rolling a new character. It is a level 40 character. You can't stop me. It's a kobold. His name is Fred.
Denied. What do you guys want to do?
Well, gather rations, because we don't know how long we're going to be. I'm going to set up extra pay for the shop, because once more, I don't know how fucking long we're going to be.
No. Incorrect.
Why?
I accidentally started calling Justin on Steam for some reason.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Just watch that.
On Steam?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. It's a voice chat.
What the fuck?
Watch the video.
Oh my god. We're in the
I
middle
was-
of D&D.
I needed to send it to you because it's a funny.
So,
So ignore me reinstalling DMC4.
Oh, I know this one.
I'm leaving instructions and whatnot, obviously, for the armor for Alakane,
Yep.
leaving funds for up maintenance and groceries and whatnot for the mansion. Or the
Okay.
home, not the mansion.
So, when you say like leaving money, leaving things, what are you leaving? Because you will have to deduct it from your
Yeah, no, I
sheet
know.
from your personal funds.
I'm trying to figure... So what's the average price of, like, groceries and whatnot for, like, say, a month?
Well, let's see. If we're looking at default costs, hold on. Let's take a look. See load. Okay. So, so modest meals, which are considered like your regular kind of just meals. It's 3 silver a day, so multiply that by the 30 days that are in each month.
So 90 silver or 9 gold.
Yep. So 9 gold for one person to have a day's worth of modest meals.
Yep. And aside from the fighter I trained being the guard of my house, is there any other people there, like more like butler maid shit?
You haven't hired any.
Good. I don't need to yet.
You were just given a house.
I wasn't sure if that was part of the commendations for it.
No, you were just given property.
Yep. Alright, so I'm going to leave 2 months sounds good, right?
If that's what you want to leave, sure.
Yeah, worth of food money for the person in the house, so that is minus 18 gold, so 31 minus 18.
Gotcha.
Brado's doing that math, and math ain't mathing.
When does it ever?
That brings me down to 13 in that slot there, so 3,213 gold.
Alright. Is there anything else that you guys want to do during the time of still being here? Otherwise, we're gonna find out where you want to go.
Well, they were going to
I had one last question.
Yes.
How many workers do I have, and what is the monthly cost of that?
Well, I know that you had like 4 like permanent workers,
Yeah.
and then you just like mass hired a shit ton.
Yeah.
So
They are temps.
You can keep paying them if you want, or you can hire more people, or you can go back down to your default 4. It's your
But
business.
so say I keep all the people I hired on. That's what, 100 gold a month in total?
Hold on,
Because it was for every 10 unskilled workers I hired 1 skilled worker in addition.
right. So hold on. So if we're looking at hirelings, skilled 2 gold per day per worker.
Okay. So there would have been 3 or 4 of those. And then...
So if we go with 4, that's 8 gold per day.
Yep, and then with unskilled workers, what does that pay?
2 silver.
2 silver a day?
Mm-hmm.
Doing the math, 100 gold should be fine.
Alright.
That's just quick math in my head. You can tell me if that doesn't add up later on when we return. However, this also does allow them to produce more things and get more money passively for themselves.
Oh, well, I mean, that's just hiring them in the first place.
Yeah.
You gets to dictate like what happens with that money.
Like I said, all the money that the shop makes goes back into the shop for wages, bonuses, resources, all that.
Gotcha. And I believe you did hire someone that manages that.
I did.
Yep.
I know I did drop some of the platinum that I received from everything into the vault there already. I think it was like 10 or 20 platinum total.
Yeah, so then you're good to rock and roll.
Yeah. The person who's working on the armor for Alakane, I am going to drop him 5 platinum and 100 gold for resources and enchanting the armor when needed.
Okay.
So I will take that off. And I just said 10 platinum, right?
Yes.
Right.
I was sent to get healing potions, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I thought, but I couldn't find any notes. Okay, I found my notes from last session.
Okay. I love having disposable income.
Makes sense.
But that did bring up a good point. We should get a shit ton of healing potions. How many did you grab, Dev? If you remember. Or if that transpired. Justin, I also need to do deduct the money from the feast.
You want to what? Deduct money for the feast?
Yeah.
AKA the dinner that you're having?
Yeah.
Then we'll go ahead and we'll say that will count as...
Because, like, I'm doing a fucking high-end diner for everyone. Or
So
restaurant.
We'll go ahead and we will count this as an aristocratic meal.
Yeah.
Which means that for every person that attended, that's 2 gold out of your pocket.
Yep. So, myself, Alakane, his fiance, wife, girlfriend, significant other.
He still refuses to elaborate on their relationship.
Yeah. Well, they're living together, so they're fucking, so...
Hey, not all the time.
Yeah, the only times they're not is when I'm there.
Yeah, you don't have sex in front of the children.
Anyways, who else of the party wanted to join? I know Mitch and Elena didn't. Did Kuhnbreen join?
No.
Did Elfane join?
Elfane's not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Yeah, very clearly.
Beep. What'd you ask?
No.
If you
no, not
joined
allowed.
the feast that Drake was having before leaving the city for the Feywild.
Yeah, if she completed her errand, she would have, yeah.
Alright, so that's 4. The fighter I trained is invited.
Yeah, about the healing potions. How many did we agree on getting for everybody?
That's up to you guys.
It was something along the lines of, like, 2 normal ones for each person, and then 1 higher grade one for each person.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I think
yeah.
we said 3 total, 2 normal,
So,
1 higher. Yeah.
Justin, let's call it 12 gold for the night for the food.
Sure.
Is it? I could snag myself a bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably be able to buy one off of one of the court mages.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. Let's see. What's the rarity of a bag of holding?
Uncommon, I think. Or it could be rare.
I do believe it's the item rarity that you would start seeing around level 10.
It's uncommon.
No, that's very rare. You start seeing around level 10.
No, very rare. You start seeing around level 15, then legendary at level 17.
Hold on. Bag of holding is uncommon.
Yes. I will give them 600 gold for it.
So at least according to this, then uncommon is expected to be seen pretty much starting from 1st level.
Mm-hmm.
Rare is 5th level and up. Very rare is 11th level and up. Legendary is 17th and up.
Mm.
But D&D isn't balanced around magic items, so it doesn't really matter.
Correct.
Yeah. I am my own magic item.
Yeah. So 600 gold? So the wizards make a profit off of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So, yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah. Because the only reason that they're selling it in the first place is because they don't actively need it. It's one of those, like, slight surplus things, and the only reason that they're letting you buy it in the first place is because of your renown within the city now.
Ah!
Something else we forgot to discuss over text popped into my head. What was the outcome of the court hearing?
Fuck is... Oh my god, how do I do this?
So, just to make sure, Mitch, you assisted in the court hearing, correct?
If I'm allowed to, I would vouch for them to still get their punishment instead of just getting off scot-free, because that makes sense. But if there's an alternative, let it be serving time in prison or forced labor for due process of that, and then be transferred into the hands under parole for whatever time the court seems necessary. If they override it, or overrule it to be the death sentence stuff, I do.
So yeah, that would be the thing. The court is only happening because Drake wants there to be a court. So if you want a specific outcome, then you pretty much have to convince the court of that outcome. Which
it was most preferably use them to replace some of the fallen fighting force. If they did not want them as functioning as part of the city military, then over the course of whatever downtime, Drake would whip them into some form of disciplined shape and use them as some form of mercenary thing after filling out the paperwork and spending the money on it.
So that also brings me to our next question. How private is this court hearing?
Obviously, I'm trying to remember the rank's name. The group that Mitch is a part of is allowed to attend.
The wardens.
The wardens, members of the guard and the military.
So, points of authority.
Points of authority, and,
essentially, the biggest thing is this something that is spoken about within circles, or is this we're going to have 12 people in this room kind of situation?
I'd allow for it to be spoken about in circles, because it's ultimately up to the city, but Drake knows that the city is at a point right now that it is very vulnerable, and it would be good to have a force that can help defend the city in some capacity.
Gotcha. So, Elfane and Coonbreen, should you decide, all you really hear about this court hearing is that there's going to be a hearing involving the captured, some of the captured force from the Orc invasion. That is all that you hear about what this hearing is going to be about before you get there, if you want to be there.
I would probably attend. I would probably attend if I heard about it.
Oh yeah, also 100% Grin tell him I want him to attend because he's going to have some funny as fuck comments.
That's not how you spell holding. Fuck. I'm having a stroke, Justin.
Jameson, are you attending?
Yes.
Of how serious the court could be, could impact the outcome.
Drake is essentially the reason that this court hearing is occurring in the first place.
I requested it.
He has his own wordings that he wants to use. He wanted to contract Mitch to speak on his behalf.
Help smooth things over.
Yeah, as a more persuasive individual.
Which, am I proficient in persuasion, by the way?
So if that's the case, what would you like me to try and defend for?
For their use in either the military or some form of mercenary group under strict watch via the wardens, as well as some of the higher-ups in the military to make sure they stay in line when we are not around. As
you able to pre-discuss that with wardens?
We can before the hearing. I was a sort of a last-minute remembrance on player part that I wanted to do when we I had it planned for the session that we killed off the tribe's leaders, and completely forgot by the next session. I only remembered yesterday, was it, Justin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Dustin.
So
Yes.
if we
I'm
want
having
to,
a stroke.
at the beginning, discuss it with the wardens and members of the military leadership, then yes, we do that.
I forgot how to add items.
Because I intended to do this
Oh my
by the
God.
beginning of the downtime.
So you're asking more so for like an audience to pitch the idea of what it is,
So-
or are you trying to actively defend for that idea so that
Defend for the idea so that the city has some form of fighting force that isn't entirely crippled right now.
well, okay,
Because I don't have access to plutonium right now for some reason.
Hold on. Let me see.
And through the technicality that as Drake is related to the leader and helped in not one, but 2 leaders' downfalls, he technically is the owner of the clan now.
for the Woodhog thing.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
Whilst not officially, due to the rules that he remembers that you and I discussed, Justin, that was how it previously worked.
So far, yeah, you killed the leaders, but there's no more power structure because the Warthog tribe's borderline dead.
Yes.
So there is no structure. You could have tried to establish some, but the structure's been removed.
That's what's going to happen if they become mercenary instead of soldiers for the city.
So a quick question, Justin.
Yes.
By that order of their law, who was in charge of everything? Like, who was the face? Who did all the orcs answer to?
So, at least as far as with what Drake is able to tell you with bits of and figuring it out, originally it was Mudagog, his father. Something happened, which is unclear because Drake was not there for this duration. Something happened that dethroned Mudagog and led to his brother, which I'm pulling shit up now because I'm in the middle of doing
Albion.
things. Albion. Albion seems to have taken some sort of control over Mudagog, which also left that other entity that you guys fought, the massive dual-wielding orc, ended up leaving him in some sort of lieutenant-esque position, trying to overthrow and become chief himself. But you guys killed him before he was able to do anything in regards to Albion.
Another part of why I want to do this is because the half-orcs that we brought into the city, some of them were children, and some of them had family that would have been part of this.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, the older ones are allowed at the hearing for that specific group.
Now, for a topic for us to discuss, while it would be putting up their military to be able to take on military roles, that would end up placing resources, since you aren't going to be there, out of the way of taking care of the city and helping rebuild the city into watching orcs to try and have them take those roles, which is going to
Which
be a
they can
flip-flop
help
of whether they
build
listen
the
or
city
not.
as well.
No, I understand that. I'm saying that they might not be here.
I mean, you are...
Without you there,
Which-
what is the threat of you being... If they end up getting put into a situation of they don't want to do the work, they fight, they kill a few guys, they end up getting killed, you're not around to punish them, so what up, right?
Then they go back in the stockades until either the Lord decides what their punishment is, or until I get back, whichever happens first.
Well, that's the thing, is normally they would be put to death. I assume. Justin, am I right with that? They would get put to death because of the stuff going on with the city?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, they would not be just held in stockade. What we could argue is having them stay and held into stockade for a certain amount of time, which will allow us to give us time to be able to come back, giving you time to be in place where you could possibly fight again for their parole. On that parole, you can have them doing service for the
But this is happening at the very beginning of the... Like, as day after when we wake up, after paperwork's done. All that. So we have that 2.5 months of time beforehand.
Is that correct, Justin?
It probably, because what, it was 2.5, 3 months
Yeah.
that the span was?
Yeah.
It probably would have taken about half a month in order to get this whole thing arranged in the first place.
Which still
So
leaves a
you're-
large amount of time to do what needs to be done with them.
So yeah, you're looking at about you're looking at about 3-ish weeks into this gap when this happens.
Which leaves between 2.5 to 2 months of time to.
So you were also doing other things as well, correct?
Quite literally one project, which is blacksmithing. Which,
And that took how much of your focus?
end of the night, 8 hours a day. Like, after I would have put them back in the cells for holding until everything is done. And I had
Watch them for 8 hours a day?
Well,
Or you were smithing for 8 hours?
smithing
Because I
for-
was asking if you were
smithing for 8 hours a day. However, I also have other people, so I wasn't smithing every single day. I had something like 44 additional workers in addition to the 4 that I have on staff and my apprentice.
I also now have a second bag of holding with diamonds and gems in them.
So,
I'm gonna delete that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So-
It's because I was fucking around with some shit and apparently it moved over all the contents as well.
Yeah, and I apparently don't have access to plutonium for some reason.
I'll figure it out. It'll
Later.
involve me downloading a bunch of shit. Continue.
So, given the time that we have, and all that, I do believe that at the very least I can get them to behave while we are not here.
Jameson, you're ADHDing on Mike.
Sorry.
We hear the mic get slapped to turn it off. Just a boom.
Alright,
I just
So-
have a question.
yes.
I need to know how much the potions cost, and also if Gridhelm is coming with us, because that determines on how many I get.
So for the basic potions, if I remember correctly, 150, right, Justin?
So, hold on. Which potions are you looking to get?
So we're gonna get 2 regular fur and 1 greater fur.
Alright.
Person.
So,
So that's why I
regular
need to know if Gridhelm's coming or not.
regular healing potions. I'll have to say, go ahead and roll me 3d6 first.
3d6.
Because we are freshly after a quarter ruined city.
Yeah.
So you might not be able to find 2 per. You find, so there are, I said 3d6. So roll another d6. $11. So 11 regular healing potions are what you're able to find.
Alright.
And they are being provided for 100 gold each.
100 gold each. Alright. So that would be 1100.
Yes, if you wanted to buy all of them.
Dreg will be the
And then
one who
what
takes the odd number out and takes 1 healing potion, because I don't go down a lot.
And what about the graders?
Graders, go ahead and roll me, we'll say 3d4. 6. So you're able to find 6, and they're going for about 500 apiece.
100 apiece?
So
500
that would be
apiece.
3,000 gold.
I consult the party. Is that something we're willing to give up monetarily?
I
That
mean,
would be-
I don't particularly care nor need one.
Yeah, because that would be what, 410 platinum?
altogether
Would
between
we-
all the... Yeah.
Yeah, we'd still have well over 3,000 platinum if we do that.
I mean, personally, I don't need them. I have ways of healing myself.
These are more so a backup in case, like let's say I go down again and then I can't get to you guys.
This
or,
stuff is emergency.
Yeah,
Fair.
like emergency.
I'd still say I don't need one of the graders.
I'm just gonna buy them all.
Okay.
Alright.
As for the court stuff, Mitch, yes, no, maybe so.
I didn't hear the last bit of it because I was dealing with that.
Yeah. What was the last thing you heard?
It was you telling me that you would dedicate the time.
Yeah. Which I have more than enough to dedicate.
Now, because Mitch might not find that the best punishment option for your case, would roll 50-50, you choose high or low.
Low. Damn, that was high.
55.
Yep.
You'll most likely be defending yourself then.
Okay. Which, Justin, you have my rolls for that.
Yep. So,
Alright, friend.
so during this whole meeting that's occurring, Elfane and Coonbrain, you guys did say that you were attending.
Yeah.
Though you do not have dedicated space to speak, you are allowed to object. You'll probably be looked at funny and be funky, but technically being there, you have the option to step in if you decide. But you will be interrupting a court hearing. So I'm just saying you guys have the ability to speak during this. You don't have dedicated time, and depending on what you say, there might be consequences. But I just wanted to let it be known you have the ability to speak during this if you desire.
That's it. Drig's suing you both for contempt of court now.
I would mostly be listening in. I'd mostly be listening in. To see, and like listening to all sides, seeing what people want, pretty much.
Gotcha.
I'm just listening.
Alright.
If I hear something I don't like, I'll solve it later.
Yeah, so you might need to be a little bit more specific because we are not going to role play out a whole fucking court hearing because I did not prepare for that.
fucking do it.
No, we aren't going to Phoenix Wright this shit.
Objection! Bailiff, smack his pee-pee. Just anything that goes against their basic humanoid rights.
Yeah. Dreg himself doesn't want them enslaved. He doesn't see a need for death outside of protecting... outside of self-defense in protecting the city. And its residents. And a lifetime of incarceration means that the city has a potential of, yes, having that breakout there, but at the same time, having them join and be part of the military or be a mercenary force within the city to aid the city and its people is more advantageous, especially considering the amount of casualties that we took and the amount of injured that are probably never able to fight again.
I think they should just fuck off.
You are able to... You're able to talk them into not immediate execution. However, they will be allowed nowhere near any collected militant force.
That's why you make them part of your own
Germany
military.
after World War II.
They argue that point as they being the people who are in defense of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Argue the point of no one in the military force is going to want to work directly with the people that led to the downfall of a quarter of their city.
They were following orders just like the rest of us were.
That doesn't change. Here, let me put on a voice so you know what they're saying versus what I'm saying. That doesn't change what's done. They aren't listening to orders or not. They're not going to want to work with enemy forces, forced to or not. Just like the orcs wouldn't want to deal with anyone that they might have taken from us.
Yes, but do you know how many of our forces exactly we lost? A lot of which weren't even done training. These ones are already combat competent, and they've proven that. We are in a vulnerable state that anyone who dislikes the city can come in and take it. That we don't have the manpower to fill. That your heroes, your adventurers that have protected the city twice now, are not going to be able to be around all the goddamn time to protect. And we don't have the time to train new ones before something could happen, as far as we are aware.
And these people that you want us to add into our military force are going to turn on a dime the second that they see a chance of freedom. These people, these soldiers who were, you are correct, absolutely just following command, are not our soldiers. They will never be our soldiers. Not because we don't want them to.
But you don't.
They don't want to be.
And has anyone asked them that directly?
In this situation, they do not have the right. They slaughtered our people. They are prisoners of war. They do not have access to the current rights provided to prisoners.
Can Kudbring just raise his hand?
There is a thick moment of silence that you can speak if you wish. No one addresses you directly, but there is a thick moment of silence.
Your Honor, from the crowd.
Yes.
Kudbring's gonna stand up. What? Now, hear me out. Instead of all this, like, everyone's hating everyone right now. So instead of that, why don't we, let them go. And if they come back willingly, like, to work, or if they feel any sort of, they feel sorry for what they've done, they can come back and work it off. And we can either invite them with open arms or shoo them away. It means nothing to the people, it means nothing to the guards, but they still have their freedoms, and if they wish to do it in servitude, then it's done. Not saying we forget what they've done, we just don't really have them around. If they choose not to be here, they won't be here anyway. The minute one of us disappears, they will make a break for it, and that will end in far more people dying than what I personally would enjoy. And I imagine nobody else wants to die.
You seek to have them escorted from the city, escorted
Yes.
from our land, and given the opportunity to not come to arms with us, lest they be shooed away.
Well, shoot away violently. I've been working with the city to make far better defenses.
So give them the opportunity to leave, and if they don't, or if they come back, then kill them.
Come back with the intent to harm us, But if they come back with the intent to help us, we show grace. It is so easy to wave a big stick and say, I have the biggest stick around. But to say you have the smallest stick and help someone who also has a small stick is useful. Because right now, we all have a small stick. After the fight, no one has a big stick anymore.
I'm going to have you make a persuasion check with advantage due to Drake's impassioned speech earlier.
Oh, God. Okay. Hell yeah, brother.
All right.
The healing potions are essentially magic, right? Or they're just, or no?
The ones that you're provided were made by magical means.
Alright, so consumable properties would be magical?
Sure.
Cthulhu properties?
It's an option when you're manually adding an item.
Yes, properties. Yes, they are magical.
Alright.
Somebody cast Dispel Magic on the healing potion.
Fucking, fucking, what are you drinking and become an eldritch god or some shit?
Yes.
Cthulhu potion. Alright.
I accidentally typed 61 as the quantity.
Oh my god. Alright. He thinks and he looks back between the two of you. He just kind of looks back and forth for a moment. Alright. We will go ahead, we will allow them to live. Under these circumstances, explicitly stated, should they return with violent intentions, they will be killed upon the spot with no third chance.
Yes.
Should they come back waving the proverbial white flag, wishing to join, or at least attempts to prove that they can be citizens, then they will be provided a tentative, he looks pointedly at you, Kumbrin, a tentative citizenship under the assumption that they will be able to prove themselves. Essentially being considered as a migrant.
Of course.
He looks around the room in case there's any other objections. Of which the regular people, the other people who are attending, kind of taking notes, listening, they don't have any objections nor comments.
Out of curiosity, is there anyone of note, like, named that we know in here? Besides ourselves?
You would probably... honestly, you would probably see Alakane in here. And actually, you know what? Go ahead and give me a perception check, Drake.
Heard. Perception... normal, correct?
Yeah, normal perception. Alright. You don't see anyone other than that of, like, explicit, like, importance or renown. You do see some faces you recognize in general, but they're not, like, super high ups.
Assumably other members of the guard that I served with and military people I fought alongside.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, it's not like a big chunk of the remaining military force really popped up, but you do see, like, some of the leaders that were kind of around, some of the kind of like general to-be's, kind of. Yeah. But yeah. I will go ahead and I will get the paperwork drafted up, and we'll go ahead and it will go through its revisions.
Would you allow me an hour or two to speak with them myself?
What words do you wish to speak?
Explain the gravity of the situation and the chances they've been given in a way that I know they'll understand.
Under supervision.
May I request who supervises me?
He points at Mitch.
That is exactly who I was going to request, Your Honor.
There.
Alright.
Mitch is there.
Well, there you go.
He goes to point towards where Mitch was, who left the building.
No, he points at the he points at the door that leads into this area. Then, hold on, I need to pull up the information again because it's been a while since I looked at it. The Dusk Crusher of the Wardens. He will be the one that watches you.
Understandable.
You are to listen to him if he has any advisings about your situation. That is your condition.
May I have that in writing for him?
Within 5 seconds of you finishing that, you are handed a parcel by someone off to the side.
Thank you. And I will take it and wait till we are done.
Alright. Do you have anyone else who wishes to speak? He looks across the whole room.
I just sat there quietly silently the whole time, taking notes. Kind of like the court scribe. Like I was kind of like writing down who said what.
I imagine I go back to sit down and go, Elfrane, you don't have to. They have someone for that.
But I want my own copy.
Yeah,
you can ask for your own.
There are like 2 or 3 other scribes that are writing this down, all hurriedly, and in general, knowing a little bit of like the legislature and knowing how like government hearings work, Elfane, you know that like these 2 or 3 people are going to like meet their heads together and cross-reference their notes to create as close to like a full setup as they can.
Okay.
Because stenographers aren't exactly worked yet.
You can use magic.
They can.
Where though?
There's only so many stenographers.
One scribe wizard and they're dead.
So yeah. The court is adjourned. And you guys are free. You guys are free to leave the room after the judge has left.
Can I leave before the judge?
You can try. Are you trying to be stealthy about it?
I kinda do, yes.
All right, then go ahead and give me a stealth check.
I'm gonna put my hood up.
All right.
It just happens to be a rainy day.
Hell yeah, brother.
Give me one moment, because I have to check something.
The judge's passive perception is 23.
What?
Not the judge's
information.
Oh, the bailiff.
Not the bailiff.
I
whack my pee-pee.
I requested the wardens be here, the military be here.
What do you mean there's another creature in here? Wait a goddamn second.
The Lord of the City's probably here, sitting somewhere probably the presiding judge, actually.
Let's see. I have their stats here.
We have a shapeshifter, my friend.
There it is. Okay.
Oh shit, a bunch of shit got updated. Oh, sweet.
Okay.
43 on that roll, Justin? What the fuck?
I can beat that.
No, yeah. Alright. You go ahead and you go ahead and you dip out without anyone else noticing.
Sick.
And
Okay,
then
I'm all
for
done.
everyone else, the judge leaves, and then you all rise and leave.
What? Oh shit. Nope. I don't want to make an investigation check. Nope.
I'm going to go and find Mitch immediately and just hand him the letter.
Alright. During this time, Mitch, is there anything specific that you're doing? By the time Drake finds you? Probably around maybe 2 in the afternoon?
Probably just leaving after talking to the wizard.
Alright. You're approached by Drake, who, already seeing you from like 80 feet away, is holding up a letter and charging at you.
Nah, he's walking with purpose. He's not actually running, and the letter would be in his bag off to the side.
Well, there you go then. He's walking at you with purpose.
Yes.
The judge, and I'm going to pull out the letter, wants you to accompany me to explain the circumstances to the orcs.
What are the circumstances?
That they are to leave the city thanks to Kundrin. And if they come back with hostile intent, there will be no third chance. They will be killed on the spot.
Can I see the note?
I'm holding it out to you. And if they return with intent to aid the city, or prove themselves as a possible civilian able to live amongst them, then they may return under those circumstances with tentative freedoms.
And you do see a letter that the note just seems to be granting express permission for you to overwatch him as he has this discussion, which the note doesn't specify what kind of discussion. But it also gives you explicit charge over him, and he is to listen to your advisories.
Okay. Wait there.
To wherever the orcs are being held.
Yep. You are brought to essentially a not like a max security prison, but a pretty high security.
Yeah.
Where pretty much all of the guards have at the very least half plate, and have what you see are almost like metal rods at their hips that slightly crackle with the electricity.
Oh, hey, Dennis, I didn't know you got promoted here.
Yeah, I started here about a week ago.
Nice. Good for you. Nice, laid back.
Kind of.
How's the wife and kids?
The wife died, but the kid's fine.
Ah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Anyways, I'm here to speak with the rest of my former clan, and I guess technically kindred, considering they're orcs.
You go and you go through the formalities, making your way through all the different checkpoints.
Leaving all my weapons behind. Yep.
Yep, you are instructed to leave your weapons. Mitch is not instructed to leave his weapons.
Yep.
But you're escorted to a relatively large room, about 20 by 20.
Yep.
At which point, one by one, from different holding cells, you assume, about 6 orcs are brought in.
All of you line up against the wall now.
They do.
I have good news, bad news, and intermediate news. Which do you want first? And I'm going to single the two in the middle out.
I'm gonna lean up against the opposite wall and just start radiating heat.
And indeed, the temperature of the room raises by about 10 degrees.
What are you, a JoJo character?
Oh, I'm getting a smite ready on hand to burn these fucks.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
The room's temperature does raise as the handle of Dusk Crusher is almost eager to be used.
Yeah.
But the two that you centered out in the middle look to each other for a moment. Good news.
Good news is you've been granted a tenuous freedom. You are to leave this city and its lands. If you wish to return, and you return with hostile intent, you will be killed on the spot as well as everyone you bring with you. If you are coming back with peaceful intent, regret, and intent to help rebuild the city and help defend it, you will be let in under tentative circumstances. And if you decide to come back with hostile intent while me and my friends are here, I can tell you that you'll wish that you came back peacefully. And I'm going to flash into the draconic form.
It's very minor, but there is a almost... It's almost like your teeth sharpen themselves for a moment.
Yeah.
Not too...
Oh no, I'm whole ass using the full transformation.
Oh, you're using the transformation.
Yeah.
Okay. You do remember the downside of the transformation, correct?
Exhaustion.
Alright. So, Drake full-on flares in another burst of heat, causing the room to go up another couple degrees. And is... What... For the sake of this, what color are you bamfing?
For this one, because I just threatened effectively a slow, torturative death, I'm turning Black Dragon.
Alright. So, Mitch, you see that Drake kind of flexes for a moment, and then his form is in patches grown over with slick black scales.
And to add to the largerness of it, I'm going to do the wings instead of the swim speed.
Gotcha.
And
the wings kind of threaten to burn from his back.
There will be no escape if you return with hostile intent. Do I make myself clear?
They... go ahead and give me... There's a purpose. There's two purposes for this. Right. Give me an intimidation check.
Intimidation. Any bonuses? Am I using strength or?
This will be at advantage.
All right. And just charisma, correct?
Just charisma. All right. So, one, they are scared shitless. And you can kind of see you can't see its fullest extent, but they almost seem like just to not piss you off, they want to stay because they think it might be the better option. But you don't know the fullest extent. At least not without like a dedicated insight check. But you do see that they kind of... What's up?
Would I be able to?
Sure. If either of you want to give an insight, go ahead.
Sure, I'll go ahead and roll one.
Sure.
I'm assuming normal, right?
Yes. Alright. Drake, you can't tell too much beyond what I've said.
Yep.
And Mitch, you are able to tell that... all of them, in fact, they have been scared into, like, not actively wanting to, but being willing to, as opposed to leave, help with the city.
And I will leave you on one last note. My friends and I killed your last 3 leaders. 2 of which being my father and brother, Mudagog and Albion. For all intents and purposes, when we are here, we are your leaders unless you become part of the city. When we are not, you defer to the rule of Alakane and anyone he tells you to listen to. And I'm going to defer to Mitch to say whatever he wants to or needs to say as I walk towards the door.
I'll let him walk out.
Yeah.
Alright. Yep.
And then once Drake is out there, I'm going to say, almost everyone else probably wouldn't even blink about you all being dead. There was a little bit of I can only assume a heartfelt speech to try and keep you all in some sort of form alive. I would have liked to have seen you all lost. Others would have wanted to watch your execution. They will not treat you the same in this city. The rest of your life for the crimes that you have committed, you will be looked at as nothing but a servant. Do not resent. Do not hate. This is what you deserve. Go back to your cells.
As you say that, the guards funnel in to begin double checking their shackles, making sure that they're secure, and beginning to pull them out. The last one of the troop kind of struggles a little bit just to stay in the room for a moment longer, but looks at you. And through his accent, you can very much tell that he doesn't really know too much common, at least in terms of speaking it. But there is a very strangely conflicted look in his voice, or look in his eyes and sound to his voice, as he says, "Thank you." And he's pulled out of the room.
Thanking the wrong person.
You can very much tell that it was a thanks of. It's difficult to put emotions into words.
For not killing them the moment Drake left the room.
It was a thanks of perspective. It's almost like he appreciated not being or explicitly being told, as opposed to potentially having a false hope.
Oh, just like I told him the reality of it.
Yeah. You can tell that he seemed to appreciate knowing a reality instead of hoping for a falsehood, whether it be subconsciously or otherwise. You can tell that the orcs in general are more used to having a dead set truth put in front of them. And they're almost more comfortable that way. But the orcs are pulled out of the room and brought back to their cells.
Okay. I'll even get on with the rest of the stuff I want to do.
I'm going
Before you leave the room, as the last orc is pulled through, you push yourself off the wall and begin to make your way towards the door. It shuts. The lights in the room go dark. And
that's where we'll end it for this week.
as the lights go dark, you're able to hear, because your perception's relatively high, isn't it?
Yeah. Extremely high. It's a 21 passive.
Okay, so then you do hear some scrambling behind the false mirror that you were kind of leaning up against.
Yeah.
And there does seem to be some sort of like noise beyond there. You can assume it's some sort of scrambling, but you hear a snap of fingers in this darkness. And by the way, like this is darkness. You have dark vision. This is darkness.
Yeah, I have blind sight. It's what I'm using to guide myself, I guess.
Right.
And the suddenness.
Yeah. There's a snap of fingers, and you do see a dull blue glow around the handle of the door that symbolizes what you recognize as an arcane lock. And then you start to hear the door trying to be jostled, at which point there is a dull blue flame that lights just above the table, enough to illuminate what you see is a thin and sharp green jaw. And by green, I mean, I'm not talking like the orc greens that you just saw. I'm talking like a
neon.
Like a neon emerald.
Mm.
And it is almost decorated with this soft glow, kind of like motes, kind of hovering right beneath it. But that's all you really see in this. All right. I see you've been digging around.
You're the one
And
who wrote the letter?
a chair appears in this darkness. And your question is unanswered.
Very well. I'll sit in the chair.
You sit down, and as you do, there's a dull kind of radiates out. And the sound of the jostling door dies into the distance. And you feel like you're in a much larger space.
Mm-hmm.
Still, all you see is this chiseled green jaw, but the light seems to expand slightly to see this hood. But it's a hood that still covers the top half of this face.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to see what is definitively infernal features, but not heavy enough to be a proper demon, or devil, rather.
Mm-hmm. Tiefling?
You can assume.
I'm going to pull back my hood. And I go ahead and I lean back in the chair and I wait for them to speak.
You have been asking some questionable things. Trying to find some answers. I thought I told you to stop looking.
I don't listen too well when higher threats are involved.
So it seems. He pulls back his hood, and there you see is not only like a shock of kind of like blue-white hair,
Mm-hmm.
that it itself looks like it's faintly touched with static. You see, going from like just below his left cheekbone across to the top right of his head, looks like a massive lightning scar, as if he was hit directly with lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Or a million volts was put through his head.
So he was in the electric chair before coming here.
I admire your curiosity. Genuinely, I do. But I'm sure you know that you're barking up some dangerous trees.
Knowingly, yes.
So you have your moment to speak. I'd rather you have freedom here instead of getting in too deep and then finding yourself shoved with arguably more arrows than you might know.
Okay.
So, what? You're a fan? You want to know? Just for the sake of knowing?
I genuinely have zero clue who you are. I had suspicion from the man who's been running this city that there's something a little bit more to him than meets the eye, because he kind of doesn't hide it. But, to say the least, I ask you a similar question, and this isn't out of ego. Do you know who I am?
We've been paying attention.
Do you know what mission I've been sent on?
Well, you've been sent on a couple. You'll have to be a bit more specific.
myself and a few compatriots. Depending on if you're ally or enemy, this information doesn't really matter. But our deities have chosen us for a special purpose to try and stop some sort of apocalyptic event. I have reason to believe that certain event from this world's past is correlating with the events that are happening in the possible future which we are trying to deter. I only look into the past and icons to try and get a glimpse of the history.
Mid-sentence, there's a flash in front of you. Give me a perception check. As this flash occurs, your eyes are just quick enough to catch it, as there's a boom. At which point, almost looks like stuck partway through this hole in reality. Like most of an upper torso and one arm reaching through along with the head. Looks to be this older gentleman. Maybe about 50s, 60s in human equivalent. It kind of appears. Oh, Mitch. Are you? What? And then he disappears. And there is a woof as the figure's still listening.
To try and get a glimpse of the future. Try and predict what comes, try and stop whatever calamity it is. Whatever part you play in it, it's only what might have happened in the past if you were associated with what I'm looking for. Every bit of information elsewhere doesn't matter to me, and it won't be used against you, and I definitely won't use it for any gain.
He thinks. I can tell you a little bit about us. Suppose it shouldn't hurt. It's kind of silent for a moment. We are some of the Baron's closer friends. We used to rally back in the day, just like you and your compatriots. Typical run-of-the-mill stuff. He kind of sits back a bit in his chair. And he crosses his arms. Not super unlike you. Definitely not the whole apocalypse thing. That is interesting, though.
It is. Weird aliens disguising themselves as people and notable people inside the city to gain power from within. It's kind of a whole thing that I've been looking into.
That's fair, that's fair. You can definitely rest assured that the Baron and my triumvirate are not any of these shapeshifters, these mimics, these falsehoods.
Insight.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Fuck. Telling the truth. I believe him.
As far as you can tell, he is.
Oh, what a nice guy. Run of the mill.
Man, I would love to tell you what I've found out, but I think our time is running out. Such a shame. Yeah, I'm sure it is. but I think I've got a couple of other things to attend to. So, stop poking your nose into other people's business. I'll say that. At least my business.
I don't
I
think I'd cut your
guess.
name to keep it out of you.
Give me a persuasion check.
Any advantage, disadvantage? Because that's a valid fucking question.
Yeah, no, just regular persuasion check.
What the fuck?
Oh, was that a 1? That was a 1.
It's not your day, Mitch.
You, Stormcaller should be enough for you. Stormcaller.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just kind of, Stormcaller, Triumvirate, anything like that. Just don't fuck with it. And as he says it begins to drift. Like it echoes, and he begins to pull back from the table. Almost like his chair is being pulled into the darkness. At which point,
Before it ends, I want to say it was a pleasure meeting you.
the flame flickers off of the table, leaving you back in this black darkness before it leaves, and you can see the blue hue around the door dissipates. By the time there's another bang on it, and the door flies open with 2 heavily armed guards and what you recognize as one of the higher-end abjurers, ready to remove whatever may have happened. But just seeing you, they look more confused.
Sorry about that. Private conversations. Would you mind if I go through?
They look around, but they tentatively allow you through. Kind of keeping an eye, some of them keeping an eye on you, some of them keeping an eye on the room.
Okay. And then I just leave.
You leave. Meanwhile, Coonbreen and Elfane.
Yes.
Is there anything that you guys are doing after the trial?
At what point during the 2 months with the trial taking place?
About three-ish weeks in.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
I probably would have returned to the hospital then to continue working on the training manual type thing for student medics.
Gotcha. And Coonbreen?
Back to work, baby.
Alright. Alright. And now, flash flooding to the present again. I
Flash flooding?
really... Yes, flash flooding. I really need Cap back in here. Because we cannot progress the story.
Yeah. Good session, guys.
Good session.
Oh my god.
Shake hands. Yep. Good
Yep.
game.
Good game.
Shake dicks.
Okay.
I know that... I know that she said that she'll join when she can. But we actively do not have enough things to do as we progress this story.
Thank you. Such a message.
Okay.
She's talking with her father right now. She'll be on in a second.
Ah.
Gotcha.
Fist fights. Got it.
No, that's Mitch
If-
and Cap's dad.
If I hear a thud, I'm going to assume that Cap just
Knocked out her
knocked
father.
the fuck out of her father.
Or she passed out because it was a really weird joke. That's a big one. That's a bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
She can only enjoy a joke once before hitting her head on the counter.
That was a good joke, Mitch.
I know. She would have said, hey.
And then passed out.
Yeah.
Welcome, Alina.
Oh, well, yeah.
Hello there.
All right. So, we are currently back at the present where you guys are on the last day of you guys preparing to head out. Is there anything actively, Elena, since the others already did their stuff, is there anything that you want to prepare for before heading out to whoever can help you get into the Feywild?
I believe we discussed this. I was going to contact someone that I believe would know where these people are.
Gotcha. Yep. So, hold on. I need to remind how we ended up leaving on that segment. Because you were... Gotcha. Yep. Alright. So, yeah. You do find someone who is able to locate in a couple of different ways the people that you know that can send you there. Would you prefer a scry or a send?
What is the difference?
So sending is an up to 25-word message, and the caster has to know the person. Or at least be informed of the person enough that they can differentiate it as a special person. Scrying can be used on a person or an object, and just allows someone to see and watch.
Okay. I will do a send first.
All right.
Then
So,
scry.
who will you have this be requested to send to?
My grove leader and or the apothecary.
Gotcha. And is there any specific things that you want to be spoken?
Letting him know it's me, Elena. I am looking for their location.
All right. The sending goes out. The sender seems to receive something and addresses you. They say that they are at the Tree of Wellspring, which you recognize the Tree of Wellspring as, while it's not like this big massive thing, it was what your people referred to as the massive tree that they kind of built the community around.
Gotcha.
So you are familiar with the tree.
Okay. I would then, because I believe Mitch came with me during this process. Because the others were going to Drake's house for dinner, and then me and him were going to go meet that contact.
Right. So then, yeah, dinner, Mitch went with Elena, met the contact, this occurred.
Okay. So I'm going to then relay to him what that means.
So what does this mean?
Sorry. Let me go somewhere else where there's not TV in my ears. You said Wellspring Tree?
Yeah, the Tree of Wellspring.
Okay. So she says that my grove leader is somewhere near the Tree of Wellspring. I know it very well. It's what we built our foundation around. We should be able to go and meet up with them, and they should be able to create the portal for us to go to the Feywilds.
Do you know where to go from here? To get there?
Not quite, because I'm not quite I would need a map. I need to know where Galago Delay is in comparison.
Map.
So, you are you are provided a map. Let me go ahead and move us over.
Hey, Dev, he reverted the map.
I hate every single one of you.
I just got to the VOD where you showed us this for the first time.
I'm
gonna clip it and send it to you.
I hate every single goddamn one of you.
Oh yeah,
It's a
brother.
valley separated by mountains. How the fuck else is it going to look?
I'm just gonna make down at the top.
I hate you. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do.
He's gonna cover it.
Please just put a big black bar over it. Actually, no.
Like
a
it's Japan.
thin black bar right over the top.
He's gonna blur it for Twitch.
He's actually taking a level away from us all.
I see that. I'm now.
Puts us all back at level 1.
I'm now 5 barbarian, 3 paladin.
Hold on.
Too far. There we go.
Oh my god.
See.
Fuck you, computer.
What the hell are these? So hold on. Let's see. There. So Mitch, you're the only one that gets to see your own goddamn cursor now.
Nice.
No one else is allowed to see anyone else's cursor but their own.
Wow.
See
I know where it is.
Let's see. Where's the marker option?
You guys.
Anyway.
Yep. Back to seriousness.
Where we are. We are.
So, I will need Elena to give me a, we'll say, either an investigation or a nature check to see if she can use the available land masses and images to know where her grove would be on this map.
Let's hope I don't know garbage. Yeah. Go ahead and do nature. Hey, let's go.
15. Alright. You're able to identify that it is somewhere around this area.
Okay.
Hang on, I didn't see that. I see that now, because for whatever reason, my character sheet lost its ability to pop out as a separate window.
So, I'm going to lean over to Mitch, show him the map, and point. Here, see? Next to this city. I remember it.
It's quite a ways. It's about 4 weeks travel, give or take.
For reference, we are currently here for people on mine stream and other streams.
Yes. We're going. Gotta go delay.
Yep.
4 weeks.
And we
5
need
weeks.
to go here-ish.
Yep. We were around here previously. That's why there's 2 X's over here by the mountain range.
I mean, I do know of the tree. I could do my spell to open a portal between here and the tree. It would just take me some time. So I believe
able to do that?
I hope it's not bullshit. Can you open my spellbook and check?
The spell you're thinking of is Transport via Plants.
Or Tree Stride, the one that is not extra planar.
Yeah, I do know Tree Stride.
So, Transport via Plants is the one, it is only on the same plane. Tree Stride is the one that allows you to teleport between trees that are at most 300 feet apart.
500 feet. Damn.
500.
We just
so
Tree Stride all the way there.
Transport via Plants is a 6th level spell. You are 1 level shy of having it added to your repertoire.
Good news. Well, we can just Tree Stride a bunch of times, save some time.
Tree Stride works on you alone.
It's a dimension door.
Do it twice.
Yeah, I thought it was a
couple
dimension
of
door.
hours.
Hold on, pull up the description again.
Tree Stride has a range of self and a target of self. You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. Both trees must be living and at least the same size as you. You must use 5 feet of movement to enter the tree. You instantly know the location of all other trees of the same kind within 500 feet, and as part of the move used to enter the tree, you can either pass into one of those trees or step out of the tree you're in.
Gosh dang it.
Ah, dang it.
Ah, dang it.
So,
Thing.
you do know, you do know, because you specifically have contact with them and you interacted with them, the druids of the city, the small circle that there is, they do have the ability of transport via plants that you could utilize. Either
Okay.
through a scroll that they can give you, or one of them can cast it for you.
I'll just say it in character.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think about it, if I talk to the druids of Dalgodale, the ones that I have my connection, or not my connection with, but hung out with, they might be able to do it for us, or at least give us the ability to do it.
I mean, you have the funds, don't you?
Yeah, funds. Funny you mentioned that.
I'm not there, so I can't make the comment I was going to make.
I pull out the small pouch of what I have left. I got this.
Actually, I can say that you would recall that Drake did lend Elena some money.
And I used all of it.
Yep.
Well, you better see if that's enough to get you where you need to go.
Just gotta talk to them.
We can consult with the rest of the party.
Well, let's go talk to them and see.
Lead the way.
And we head over. 1 second, let's take the dog out.
Alright. So, what, you guys are heading over to the druids?
Yeah, the druids in Dalgodale.
Gotcha. And so this is still happening the night of the dinner.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you guys make it over to the druids, and you are. Hold on, let me go ahead and make sure that I know what I'm talking about here, because. Yeah. You are. You're proud with the information that it has no components in terms of physicality, so they are willing to provide you either a spare scroll that they have, or if they are familiar with the tree, they will do it for you.
Can I offer them some money in exchange for the scroll?
What money are you offering?
What I have left.
Which is...
She has 180 platinum and 300 or 3,201 gold.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I don't think the inputs that I was putting in last time took the money away from what she spent on the tattoos.
No, because it was like thousands, I think.
It was 4,000 some odd or 5,000 some odd for the tattoo. Drake lent you just enough to be able to afford it with what you had plus.
Yeah.
His own, and then a little extra. Because I know you weren't left destitute.
Which means that you would be, like, borderline broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fuck with that, and we'll just say you got we'll say that you got 16 gold left, because I don't want to try to make.
That
she
works.
had just over 100.
Just over 100 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say I have 16 left over the time between the 2 months.
101. There we go. They say that you don't have to pay them if you don't need to, because they in their own words, they say that you are a trusted druid, and druids are hard to find in this city.
Okay, I take their hands and I place 50 gold in it, and I say,
dying.
Yeah.
Sorry, my alarm went off. What did you last hear?
And I say,
Oh, and I say, then consider it a donation and use it to buy more components and materials.
We will. Thank you, sister.
And I bow my head and hold out my hand for the scroll.
It is provided into your grasp. It is written on the thin inner bark of a birch tree.
Gotcha.
Which you know is odd, considering that nowhere around Dalago is there birch.
I kind of tilt my head at it, think in my head, probably bought it from somewhere.
All right.
And then I look over to Mitch and said, all right, we're ready to go.
Thumbs up.
Wow. And head back to the factory for now, or head to Drake's house? Which would you prefer?
if this is going on during the feast and you go to Drake's house, Drake's not going to be there. Nobody is, except for... Actually, no, nobody is.
Eh.
If you wish to go to the feast, I shall drop you off, but I have business elsewhere.
Is it private business?
Not really. It's nothing entertaining.
Well, and I'm gonna crack open the scroll just to make sure I don't need any preparation or anything.
Yep, it's just a scroll. All you need to do is use an action to read it.
Well, this needs no preparation or anything, so if you don't mind, I'd like to accompany you.
Sure. You mind getting your hands dirty?
I'm a druid. I practically live in the mud.
Cool.
Insert the relentless slaughter of orcs here.
And I did senselessly slaughter some people, but hey, we don't talk about that anyway.
What I would like to do, lastly, as my last and final thing for the night in the city, is to make sure those kids we brought back are settled in a new place.
Alright.
And if they aren't, I will basically try and brute force my way into getting them good lives by intimidating the people who they are under the care of.
Alright. So for probably about the next 2-ish hours, you travel across the different parts of the city, kind of like pretty much tracking down these kids. And for the most part, it's not like they're living lavishly, but they feel like they've found either small communities of some of the more rundown parts of Dalago, kind of like in general that you're familiar with being communal living anyway, where it's just like a small society of people kind of taking care of each other and themselves. Or there are some that look like they've gotten like properly adopted and are part of like a family. Other than that, like they all seem to be in some level of not dead, not thriving, but none of them seem to be destitute on the streets.
I'm gonna be a tooth fairy. How many kids was it?
I want to say it was about 10. Well, define kid, because there are some that are like older teens and mid-teens. So are you counting them? All of them. So everyone who is below half-orc adulthood.
Yeah.
So probably looking at about 15 then.
Elena. What cantrips do you have available?
A few.
Any of them mage hand?
No. What for?
You want to get your hands dirty?
How so?
I'm going to take a handful of change out of my pocket. It's about 10 gold per kid. I just want to sneak it into their rooms. Just like a go away present.
How many coins is 10 gold? Is it 10 individual gold coins?
Yeah.
Because I would say I could wild shape into a raven of some sort and drop it off at like their windows.
Probably do like a little baggie or something.
I don't know if we have any baggies. That's a lot of baggies.
No, it's just one bag you dump it and then you take the bag back. Disappear.
How tall are the buildings in Dalago?
Some of the buildings are maybe 3 stories at most, unless you're looking at like the like big renowned buildings. But like houses don't get any larger than 3 stories. Most of them are 2 stories, with a handful of them being 1 stories.
Because I was thinking I could also be a cat and just scale what I can climb and be easier to carry stuff as a cat, but...
Okay. I just wish for them to have this in case anything happens and I'm not able to make sure that they'll be okay.
Can you check my inventory really quick? Okay. So, I'm going to hand you, my traveler's clothes. Because I don't think I'm wearing them. Am I wearing them?
Probably.
Are you naked?
I don't know what I've been wearing. Honestly, it doesn't say they're equipped.
So the only clothes that you have, at least on your sheet, are your traveler's clothes, which are your regular clothes that you've been wearing. And then you have your barrier tattoo. So it's not even like you can hide underneath your armor. You have clothes and you have your barrier tattoo.
Okay, so I can't do that. I'll wild shape into a raven and take what I can in my little talons, drop them off, and if I need to come back for another trip, I'll just do that. I was trying to use cloth to kind of make little baggies.
Gotcha.
Can you just say like I have a handkerchief on me or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, you have multiple.
No, because you're taking the handkerchief with you. You're just dropping off the coin.
So
okay.
the way that this works, at least in my head, is that there's a cloth, 10 coins is put on it. You in your bird form grab both ends to create this almost hammock. You go in, you dump it, and then you take the cloth back, and then you do the same for the next kid.
I am now understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I shall do that.
And you said how many kids?
15. So that's 150 gold down.
Good year, good year.
And then once that's done, I'll just save my occupied time is at Grandma's bar and then back to my house.
Gotcha.
However far Elena follows,
Oh, but you don't want drag anywhere near your house.
yeah, Elena's an elf. She'll die soon.
So let me ask, why don't you want Drake there?
Because you already have a house, dipshit.
Drake didn't have one at first when you bought the fucking house.
You had living quarters.
I had a factory with a sleeping bag.
He also wasn't sure of you still.
It had been almost a fucking year by that point.
Daddy issues.
You
Now
have
the
them
daddy
too.
issues are solved. Alright,
Fix the daddy
So-
issue.
I killed
So.
his dad.
yada yada, time skip, move time forward, dinner, eat, home, sleep.
No. Yes.
Okay. You guys spend the next day doing whatever preparations you need,
A lot of drugs.
and so you guys are now ready to use the scroll whenever you please.
Alrighty. As soon as we group, I'll distribute the potions.
Yep.
Oh shit, we got potions?
I still have the potions from Elena. Some of the potions from Elena as well.
I'll also take my
Yeah.
bag back.
Yep. So, yeah, so we have 11 regular and 6 greater. So was Grindhelm coming or staying? I don't remember what was agreed upon.
He's coming.
Alright.
In his pants.
So
How
I
about
hand
no?
out 1 greater to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That takes care of the 6. And then I hand out 2 regulars
To everybody but Drake.
Yeah. So Drake gets 1 regular.
Yep.
Alright, let me go ahead and open up Grindhelm's sheet. You said you're giving him 2 regulars and a greater?
Yep.
Alright. And then by next session, I'll be able to have shit like the healing potions good.
Yeah, I just manually put him in for now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add him as a note. Do I really need to click the edit button in order to fucking...
Change the name? Yes.
No, in order to edit the sheet. Like, to add in the fucking... in my notes.
Yes.
How much
Or
does
there
the
should
greater
be a
help
little...
There's a little quill button, but it's not letting me click it.
Greater healing potions heal 44 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
How much do I win?
Pretty much negligible weight, but if you wanted to give a weight to them, then they weigh 1/4 pound.
Oh,
Points, 2-5.
Alright, and then Mitch is taking the bag back.
Yep.
Alright, so should we keep
Just
the
my
diamonds?
haversack.
Oh, not the bag of holding?
No, you're keeping a bag of holding. My haversack is what the potions were in, I guess. Unless I kept
thought-
that. I know I handed you...
You handed me the bag of
eggs.
holding.
Okay, yeah, you keep that bag of holding then.
Okay. Alright, I'm putting my healing potion. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what we put the diamonds and stuff for Revivify in. Yeah, because we were able to get those turned into...
Those friends of mine watching ignore how I did put horrible grammar there.
Yeah.
How much for the normal health pots?
2d4 plus
much?
2.
Yeah. 2d4 plus 2 for regular. 4d4 plus 4 for
Come on,
greater.
DM, you should know this.
Katie, I'll let you input that stuff when I hand you the...
Yeah.
laptop.
Are we all good?
No, I'm good.
Is Grindhelm here?
Yep.
Aye.
Are we
You awake?
gathered around my moss corner? My corner of moss?
Well, in order to use transfer via plants, you need a tree big enough.
Yep.
Well, yeah, we're just convening, and then we're going to locate.
We were supposed, yeah, because we were supposed to reconvene at the circle.
See,
We gotta gather around the campfire.
Yeah.
One thing that Elena should note is that the garden is kind of upturned and more of like a mound now. You can tell that there's some bodies that were buried in it.
I didn't spend countless hours on it. It's fine. Don't even care.
How many hours can you count?
Fine. Don't even care.
Like, everything is still alive. It was taken care of, but whatever semblance of order or purpose that was in it is kind of missing now. Mm-hmm. But the plants are still alive. The mushrooms.
Alright. You guys are all together.
Mm-hmm. I would like to then lead the charge. I'm going to try to find a tree outside of Dalago Delay, just to make sure that we don't have anybody else stepping through that we don't want.
Alright.
Oh, excuse me.
So, it only takes a little bit of travel, but you do find a tree that's big enough to support the spell, and you guys. And you go ahead, you open up the scroll, you begin to speak the words. The scroll kind of splits away into dead bark and ash as you finish it, at which point the tree in front of you begins to crack open as you see this faint kind of misty green on the other side of it that kind of spills out a bit. And you guys have 6 seconds to run through.
Go!
How long is the hallway?
Go!
You guys created by this.
Go!
Elena first.
Yep.
How long is the what?
The hallway that's created by this.
There is no hallway, it's mist.
Ah, damn. How long is it?
It's mist. You all go ahead and charge on through.
Thank you.
Coming
I'm
out.
not sure Cuckoo goes through.
Does Coonbring go through?
Yes.
Alright. You all go ahead and charge through. Ending up on the other side where where once the mist clears from your eyes, it is
a small black
chiller.
square.
Hold on, I forgot that you need the fucking... for some reason, by default, it keeps all of the fucking token vision lights on.
Oh my god, the TM took my fucking eyes!
There. You guys should be able to see, yes?
Yep.
Okay. You guys exit the tree and the first thing you feel is that the air is chiller. Not cold, but it's definitely kind of a nice temperate chill. And you hear the small light gusting of wind through the trees, creating a soft rustling that isn't too disturbing, along with the chittering of forest critters from squirrels, birds, maybe a couple of rodents. And you see, sprawling in front of you, is this almost grove within a grove. What you see is actually the scene before you currently. The tree that you just came out of spirals up and above, maybe close to 100, maybe 150 feet. Where you see the sun is kind of peeking through, casting the god rays, at which point you begin to notice the smaller trees that, as they come more into focus, have this almost humanoid shape that kind of extend up into the branches, almost holding this canopy that you feel this magical presence around, almost like a protection. And there is maybe a couple, maybe around 5 or 6 figures that are around here in mixtures of hides, furs, leathers, all in general some sort of natural garment. At which you see ready to greet you, is the older, wizened form of the archdruid of this grove, who, even for an elf, looks old. He looks probably the equivalent of humans' 80s. And he stands there, staff in hand, with this gnarled top that pulses between this kind of like purple, blue, green, kind of scintillating colors. Still clean shaven as elves normally are, with their resistance to facial hair. But long green locks, indicative of a wood elf lineage. And very simple. You're not even sure if it's woven, just like a simple hide that he wears. And he gives kind of like a half bow in your directions. I believe that we've been expecting you.
I step forward and I return his bow with a curtsy. Yes, my archdruid.
No need to be so formal. I appreciate it. However, welcome home.
Thank you. We're in need of help.
I would not be surprised. Last we saw you, you tumbled through the woods. And
Yeah.
for the purposes of this, you know that tumbling is often a term, at least in this context, is used for traveling to the Feywild.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of need to get back.
Why? Did you meet someone?
My face turns a little sour. No.
he gives himself a little giggle.
And you say I have daddy issues, Mitch?
Do I hear him say this?
Dreg was being as quiet as he could be.
Well, hold on. Let's go ahead and see what Elena's passive perception is.
The rest of us hears it.
Her passive perception is a 19.
You hear it.
Mayhaps you would like to introduce your friends? He kind of looks to the rest of the group.
Yes. Sorry. I turn around and in the general order that people just happen to be, I gesture first to Elfane. This is Elfane. She is a cleric.
Cleric of life.
Elmater.
Elmater, thank you.
You're welcome. I figured after the continued pause of the domain, you were looking for God.
Yeah. This is in character, by the way. Because I never actually asked what.
That's very, very fair.
So as soon as Elfane says life, Drake says Elmater.
Thank you. And next to her is Coonbreen. I'm not quite sure what he does.
Everything.
Mumble pepper. This is Drake. He is a powerful warrior.
And blacksmith, and I'm going to give the salute of Dalago.
I forgot you. I thought you were gonna stop at black.
And black.
And
I thought you were just
black.
gonna say that.
It
Little
is-
one here. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
It is a pleasure to meet you all. And then I'm going to give a more formal bow.
This little one, and I ruffle his helmet. This is Grinhelm. He is actually the prince.
He bats your hand away. Oh, why do you have to tell him that?
And then this one, and I gestured to Mitch. This is Mitch, who I would deem to be the leader of this group.
I give a little bit.
None of us actually listen to him.
He is a paladin of Kindle.
he seems to bow a little bit more in like perspective of Mitch. I am glad that there is another one who recognizes his light.
Confusion.
Bum, bum,
It's
bum,
all
bum.
life, brother.
Now, I am glad that we are all acquainted. I am Archdruid Alfuel. This is the growth. I'm sorry, was that a question on how to spell that?
No, I'm yelling at my dog.
Okay. Sorry, Archdruid Alfuel was just delivered brookies.
Delicious.
Alright. So, this is the grove around the Tree of Wellspring. He kind of motions to the tree that you guys just came out of.
Yeah.
You guys need to get back to the Feywild.
Yes, I was given a vision.
Oh? He spoke to you again?
Indeed, he's been speaking a lot.
Well, I suppose it is important. And he seems to have selected you. Well, then we best not keep him waiting. And here I was, I prepared tea. I suppose you'll have to take it to go.
I won't say no to tea.
I mean, we got time to sit around.
Whatever
If you-
want,
oh, I-
this is your mission.
I look back at Mitch, give him a gentle head nod. Why don't we return to the main hut? I can explain a bit more about the vision, and while we drink tea, and then we can go.
A very nice plan. I like it. And he turns around and begins to stride away.
I gesture for everyone to follow, and I follow after him.
I follow.
Shreg will fall in line, but if there's anything that piques his interest, he might wander off.
So you guys, you guys been to follow along the path that Alfuel leads you on, and you see the several other Grove members. Some of them you see are mostly what you'd expect from a druid, being, very lightly armored, really no weapons. But then you do also see some that are actively, like, heavy, thick wooden armor, full-faced helmets with antlers or horns grafted onto them, wielding any amount of scimitar, spear, rod or club. And you also see children of various races running around, some of them flexing newfound kind of magical power by causing leaves to change colors as they run by. All in all, it seems like it's a place that's flush with magic and whimsy. You can definitely see kind of Feywild influences. But you're led to the primary hut that seems to be half built into one of these. While it's thicker than the Tree of Wellspring, it is squat. It is a very thick and squat tree. He leads you in up this rounding staircase, and inside this nice interior that's lit with a mixture of natural light and natural light and kind of like artificial fairy light. Please, take a seat. He gestures to anywhere.
I sit down on a small patch of moss.
I'll take a seat on a stone. Like, are there like chairs set up, or is it just literally the grounds?
It looks like it is primarily ground, but there is like a single chair that is technically a chair. It is a raised platform of some sort that has a cushion on it.
Probably for the old mans.
As I see everybody kind of the way to sit down, I'm gonna just like kind of point to the ground, like down, down.
Yeah, I find like a comfy enough looking spot on the ground to sit.
Drake will seat himself and rest his new backpack into his hand.
I also look to Elena. Is there a proper way to sit, or do we just crisscrossed, or how do we sit?
On your butt?
She's gonna take notes.
No, there's no formal way.
Coda's chasing the ghosts.
What's wrong?
Are you stand down anywhere?
No, I will stay standing.
Alright.
Oh wow, the half-orc barbarian having more manners than the elf. Who'd have thunk it?
It's like I don't like other elves, Tyler.
You all take up your positions, and Afuel does sit in the cushioned seat. He sits down, letting out a very old man sigh as he sits.
Same.
All right. He kind of raises one of his hands, and you see what looks to be 6 fairies come out holding teacups on platters above their heads. Come out and deliver each of you this handcrafted wooden mug that seems to be full of this kind of earthy, fragrant tea that still seems to have a couple of smaller pieces of leaves floating around in it.
I take the cup.
You take the cup. The fairy, after handing it to you, kind of floats in front of you for a moment before bowing and leaving.
I give them nod to the bow.
I will take my cup and give a small wave to the fairy and offer a fist bump.
It bows for a moment, and as you offer a fist bump, the fairy kind of looks to Afuel, who kind of gestures out his hand, and the fairy reels back and like fully decks your punch, but it feels like a tap.
Awesome. I like you.
And then flies off. The rest of you take your mugs.
Yes.
Yeah, when the fairy gets to me, I take the mug and I give like a head nod, and then start sipping.
Assumably, Coonbreen's a bitch.
I'm gonna take the mug and gently place it on the ground next to me.
Alright. You go ahead, you take the mug, and then you just ever so gently put it on the ground next to you and stand back up. Afuel, at this moment, takes to notice you. Coonbreen starts speaking to you directly. While I have understanding of why you may be distrustful or untoward. May I ask if you would like to elaborate? And do not feel any pressure to speak.
Elaborate on what?
Well, you are being offered kindnesses, and you seem weary, distrusting.
That's his job, sir.
Normally, kindnesses are met with a knife in the back, so...
Is there anything that I can do to stay your worry? Know that you are within a safe place within here?
It will just take time.
In the back of Gunbring's mind, yeah, stop being a fucking filthy elf.
Try not to... Don't be racist, don't be racist, don't be racist.
Gunbring, your racism is showing.
I suppose...
Xenophobia.
I suppose that is understandable. Not everyone grows comfortable within a new place. I take no offense to your curious mistrust.
Thank you. I was not trying to offend.
And none was taken. Is this area to your liking? However, he kind of gestures out. While I may be used to this, not everyone of our descent is.
I am more of a city elf, if that makes sense.
Understandable. Well, then I suppose that you will enjoy much more where you will come out on the other side.
So I had to pause my Doom music because all I could hear is rip and tear in my ears.
Oh my god.
Just like, you will enjoy where you come out much more. I'm like, rip and tear until it is done?
That elf hatred in you boiling.
Yes.
You will come out on the other side within our sister city. By the way, Elfane, you being the one who's actually sipped so far, it is very earthy. You can tell very much there is like an herbal kind of flavor to it. It is strong. It's not bad, but it's strong.
Okay. I continue doing small sips then if it's strong. Like a...
Once Drake is done taking in the surrounding area and done staring at Coonbreen with the fucking sit down look, he then also sips. Well, less of sips and throws a good hearty chug back.
All right. But our sister city is connected to us through the Tree of Wellspring. It is tied intrinsically between the planes. So whenever we are finished, that is where we will be going. They are more akin to... They are more closely tied to the Fae. You will primarily find their leader is an Eladrin, Fae elf, so to speak. And their architecture is, while still plant in nature, closer to what you, as a city elf, may be more welcomed in. Now, do we have enough comfort here to speak of your visions, Miss Elena?
Yes, my Archduke. And I apologize about his demeanor. I did give them some heads up when it comes to the Feywild, and one of them was to not accept drinks from Fey. So that could also be an influence.
And that is absolutely fine. Like I said, I take no offense. I understand everyone's worries and everyone's boundaries.
But anyway, and I pull out the gem that I got from the flower and hand it to him.
He reaches out, and as he goes to grab it, there is a almost like pinkish purple jolt of electricity that leaps to his fingers, and you expect him to pull back, but his fingers only twitch for a moment before he pulls all the way back and sits back in his seat. I see. Then we have some issues.
Also, Justin, would you be able to give my player vision? Because all I see right now is the city. I'm on Mike's laptop right now. Like, it's a building with a road at night. It's raining.
Oh, you should all be on the Tree of Wellspring.
Nope.
Hold on.
I see.
I am.
So hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
and then
back
activate back here.
Yeah,
Now I see
her
that.
letter. Yeah, there's no
Oh.
A.
That is
Now we
odd.
lost.
I think you turned the laptop on before you transferred us all over, so that might be why. No? No. I don't know.
No A at the top.
That's odd. Hold on.
He has not been permitted
You
to
might have to
do
do
this.
permissions for her individual token, since I've been seeing everything on Mitch.
Gotcha. Everything.
Your token permissions have been revoked, Cap.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be tied to tokens. It should just be tied to
players.
Yeah, but
well,
even then,
your players have been revoked.
Is your token here?
Well, no, because your tokens aren't here either.
Oh.
Help, I'm
At
stuck
the
in
top.
What are you talking about? Mine's that rock right there.
At the top, it shows our first initial, and there's no A.
Yeah, I'm stuck in Belfast.
What the fuck?
No.
Reload the page.
Stupid. K's for cuckoo.
Cuckoo!
Yeah, it lines up with the legend at the bottom. See my colors, right?
Wow.
Don't you allow me. Take your toes.
Reset defaults. Let's see. If I bring you all
copyright infringement.
Justin, if you take your player permissions away from my permissions or whatever, that might be able to fix it.
Alright, then here. Yeah, let me go ahead and see.
I now see Delago post-war.
So, hold on. Why is this so fucky?
I like playing D&D just so I can find new music.
I was about to say, are you listening to Daft
Yeah.
Because I just found a fucking sick-ass song called 50 Caliber Machine Gun. Ooh, Fallout New Vegas Radio.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna do the funky here.
I've been kicked out.
Alright, so here's the thing. Go ahead, try joining back in, because I don't know if this works, but I changed your role to trusted player.
I'm gonna see all the shit. Nope.
Okay,
Galago
so-
post-war.
Well, that's because I moved everyone there.
Oh. Hey, Tree of Wellspring!
Hey!
We can all see ourselves again!
Yes, just don't be dicks.
Yeah.
No, we weren't being dicks. We were being vaginas.
Oh my god.
I'm getting out of here. I'm climbing the tree. I'm getting out.
I'm fast.
It's just, oh my god.
So fast.
All right, guys.
You can't catch me. I'm Sonic, the gingerbread man.
That was dumb, and you should feel bad.
I am back.
Never.
What did I miss?
You'll never
these-
catch me. I'm Sonic, the gingerbread man.
Are these people trees?
People trees.
Yes,
Remember
those are
how
They
in my
tree.
look like people.
Remember how in my explanation of when you guys
don't
first
remember.
arrived,
I don't remember the explanation though.
I
Oh, my
spoke of
lord.
these humanoid-shaped trees that reach up and hold the canopy that resides above you?
Yep.
Sounds paper.
These are indeed treeple.
You see that guy kneeling?
He's praying to the treeple.
Yeah, see that guy kneeling, Dev?
Yeah.
He's kneeling because you heard him. Because you weren't listening to the right there is Justin right now. In pain. And where the, people over here in the corner just watching you cause Justin pain.
And this right here is you. This is what happened to Justin after you just said that comment.
And Mitch is the rock that's right here.
Yep. And Dreg's fucked off over here somewhere and nobody sees him.
Okay, focus back in.
No. Never
try.
been more focused in my entire life.
Yep.
So, you guys... where did we pick up in the conversation?
Good, I've done my job.
He reaches out to touch it. There's an electric jolt. Instead of pulling away,
Yep.
just flinches.
Yep, he just flinches, he pulls back.
Oh, he said he did crunches.
He
So
said,
this...
I see we're in trouble.
So yes, this is most troublesome.
Yes.
Do you know what you will do?
Well, I have a contact in the Feywild, and hopefully I can find them and then possibly find whatever this building is.
It will be most troublesome to get there. I'm unfamiliar with the location itself, but it looks cold, dark.
I mean, I still kept that necklace of warmth, or circlet of warmth, is it that I had?
You have the ring of warmth. You have the circlet of blasting.
Inventory. Yeah. Well, I kept that ring of warmth you gave me forever ago. So
Well,
cold.
that
so no enemy.
that will certainly help you. It is good that you have kept that, especially where it looks like you will be going. What of your allies? He begins to look to the rest of you. Do you feel like you may be ready for what comes?
No, but who is ever fully ready for the Feywilds?
Me,
That-
I'm ready.
He begins to say, "That is what you should," and then you come in. That is not how you should think.
I went to go get water. That's why it's such a late reply. I can still hear everything. Don't worry.
But
I
your,
mean, I'm prepared but not ready, if that makes sense.
your confidence will definitely aid you in this regard.
I am prepared to outfade the Fae.
Oh god.
If you manage to, then I will be sincerely impressed.
Oh hell yeah, brother.
Uh,
Oh, I forgot to mute.
I've given them a couple of tips and tricks about the do's and don'ts, but I'll keep them in mind.
That is good. It is difficult to maintain your task while in the Feywild. It can be very fun. It can be very enchanting. It is that way by design. It is intended to be carefree, enjoyed, unreserved. But that is also why it is scary.
Well, what about the dark part?
That is still unreserved. It is unreserved fear, unreserved terror, unreserved coldness. It is the extreme end of dissatisfaction. Emotions are what fuel the Feywild, both positive and negative. So, residents who will get angry will be very angry. Those who feel joy will be very joyous. Those who are sad will weep near endlessly. You guys will be fine. You are not residents. But do not be surprised if you find some extreme reactions while you are there.
Damn, Drake's depressed. Does that mean he's gonna kill himself?
No, do not listen to the instructions. You're just gonna cry a lot. Stop being a bitch.
No, that's sadness.
Same fucking thing.
Suicide,
I should know.
Suicide is the extreme of depression. You know this.
No, it's fucking no.
How about...
We stopped talking about it. We're streaming.
Just remember, call your local, helpline if you actually need it.
Local. Just local.
Alright. So... We can provide assistance, but only so far and so far from here. You would be able to garner more knowledge once on the other side.
Do you still have that book?
I have a few. I believe I know the one you're speaking of. He pushes himself up and out of the chair, which takes a good 10 seconds.
Can I help him?
You go over and you do help him.
Like him?
No, I don't like him. I just don't like seeing an old man suffering.
For reference, Elena.
And that is why I stood.
For reference, Elena, you know that he is like a full wood elf. You also know he is an archdruid. He is ancient.
He saw the last 3 apocalypse.
He saw Mishra die 4 times.
Yeah.
You're unsure of his exact age, but just general knowledge about elves and aging and druids. He'd probably be somewhere around maybe 9,000 years old.
He was here before this grove was here.
He made this grove.
The rumors of his power, which are partially debunked, partially left up to, but it could be true, is that theoretically he was around as one of the first elves, period. But as, history is being learned upon, and age is being learned upon, it's less and less likely, but it's not out of the question. But he does get up, and he does go fetch you a book. What are in the contents of this book, Elena?
I was just having this be like this would be the quote-unquote rule book of the Feywild, so that way if there's any additional information that I need to figure out while we're doing it, my excuse is going to be I'm going to look it up in the book, and that's when you're telling me in DMs.
Perfect. That's totally fine. You now have a book that has a bunch of... if it wasn't for the fact that the subject matter was Fey, you wouldn't be surprised if this was like a fiend's contract. there's subsegments, there's massive sections, there's smaller sections, subsections of subsections. Lots of specific rules in weird ways.
Gotcha. I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Alright. You may mark it as such.
Wait, hold on. I can do it now, because I have it. I can do it. I don't know what all of these alerts are on my page. I'm just gonna ignore it. Not loot. Right.
Justin, I also found out Dungeons and Dragons Online came out only in 2012.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
It's not that serious.
It might have come to Steam in 2012, but I believe it might be older. But I could be wrong.
If it is, it's only like a year or two older than what is thought.
Where should I put this book?
You can just put it anywhere in your inventory. DDO was originally released in 2006.
Oh.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Would I import it, or...?
Hit the edit tool and then go to your notes section and add it there.
I have a notes section?
Everyone has it.
So you're going to go into your inventory tab, and you can go down to loot if you wanted to, which is the bottom segment.
Oh, these are all.
And then you'll see the plus add on the right side of that like section bar.
Trade item. Where the hell did you go?
And then that new loot that happened at the very bottom. You can either right click it and hit edit, or it's the same symbol on the right hand side.
I honestly don't know where it went. I hit add item and now...
Yeah, it went to the all the way bottom of your loot section. It says new loot.
Oh, this damn laptop. It's cut off at the bottom, so I actually can't see it.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and fuck with it.
See? Last I see.
Feywild. There you go. You have Book of Feywild.
Thanks.
Alright.
Trig will quietly raise his hand.
Yes.
I know you do not know me all that well on account of us meeting today. But would I be allowed to humbly request something?
What do you request?
I'm a craftsman by trade, and I seek ways to improve my own skills when it comes to making armor and weapons. I was wondering if you could have someone in either common, dwarven, or orcish scribe out notes on your clan, not your secrets, but like notes on just overall technique for armor and weapon crafting that you may have that differ from the rest of the world.
We do not have armor and weaponsmiths. We do not have crafters that specialize in that.
I saw the, I guess, military force with their unique wooden armors. I was more curious about that.
Each and every one of those members of my grove, each almost are given the knowledge of those. Each one is crafted specially and individually by their wearer.
Okay. I apologize for my intrusion of privacy then.
Justin trying to tell Tyler some of them are rangers.
There is no need to apologize. They are people. It is a tradition amongst our people. Some are gifted the knowledge of various other types of natural assistance. Some are more spells. Some are granted knowledge of the moon and its effects. Some are provided the knowledge, frankly, on how to kill things better.
Fair. Also, the moment he says moon, Drake under his breath, the moon's cracked.
That's rough, buddy.
After the apocalypse, moon druids don't exist. Sorry.
That's rough, bud.
Literally.
But
Wait, Ule, fuck you. Oh, I guess
moon.
Ule's not a moon druid.
New moon.
New moon.
But you may be able to ask someone on the other side.
Saloon's fucked.
thank you. And Drake will give another bow. Not sure how to act in this situation or how formal he should actually be being.
But if you are sufficiently rested, which do not let me rush you, then I will guide you back to the tree, and you may be on your way.
May I ask something out of character? Just because I feel
Yes.
the vibe of this, out of character.
Yes.
Oh, indubitably.
What's up?
I'm getting the vibe that the Grove is mostly kind of bands of misfits. We take in anyone, and everyone has a purpose, even if it's not druidic magic.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting with all the different races.
Yeah. The grove itself is often it is often a spot that takes in misfits that end up with some sort of druidic ability. It's unsure if it's because it was awakened in them, or if they were granted it by its proximity to the Feywild, or if a nature god gave it, or if a Fey gave it. In general, it just seems like at some stage, people who end up here end up with druidic or adjacent abilities.
Gotcha. And sorry about the echo. Mike gave me his headphones to put on, and I forgot that the audio goes through my microphone, which is on my headphones.
No, you're good.
Okay. Just in case if anyone in character ends up asking, I want to be able to answer some questions.
Yeah. And for the most part, you can also make up a handful of things about the Grove. Just major details defer to me.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
But yeah. You guys, unless there's anything else that you guys want to do around here, you'll be led back to the tree.
Drake is content.
All set? Alpha, Cuckoo.
So we're being led back to the tree?
Unless there's anything you guys want to do.
I don't believe there's anything. Elfin would have just been like watching and I'm like observing and per usual taking notes.
Alright. And then Kunbrin?
I'm sorry, what? I was focused.
Are you... Is there anything that you want to do around the grove, or are you ready to go to the tree?
Give me 1 second.
And then same for you, Mitch.
He went to the bathroom.
God damn it. He didn't even ask permission.
I didn't know we needed permission.
Mitch specifically
You
does.
always ask the teacher.
No, he didn't even ask Afuel.
Oh,
Mitch just stepped like right into Afuel's bedroom and was just pissing in there.
no, he didn't even
Also-
stand up. Literally just peeing in his armor.
Justin, I know why you had to update a bunch of shit, because this updated it to the 2024 version.
Oh, you're fucking me.
Yeah, no, it did.
Is that why?
That's why we don't have access to plutonium or all that. Because I was looking through it, I was like, wait, this isn't right. And then it was like, oh, this. I'm like, wait, that's the 2024 version. Oh no.
Oh, you fucked me.
So I guess we're switching to the 2024 version.
We're going to look through this eventually afterwards, but that's an afterwards thing. Because what the fuck?
I forget what I was looking at that made
I
me
did
realize
not
it.
consent to this change.
Is that why I have a bunch of warnings on my character sheet?
Probably.
I think so. Because some of the warnings are just shit not being compatible with other shit, which is fine.
Item configured to be consumed by damage activity on symbiotic entity could not be found.
God damn it.
I forget what I was looking at that reminded me, and I was like, what the fuck? That's not how that works. Oh, I was editing my thing, my item, and I go to details, and I'm like, mastery? What the fuck you mean mastery? I was like,
God damn it.
oh,
All right.
no.
I guess we'll figure it out after. We'll fuck with it over the next 2 weeks.
Oh.
Wedded bliss.
My channel divinities aren't here.
It's
yeah,
fine. We're gonna fuck with it later.
I know why. I'm just noticing that, like, all of my other stuff from Oath of Glory is here, but not my channel divinities.
We'll figure it out. I'll fucking fix the sheets, and I guess we're going to 2024.
Also, Justin, I have Eyes of the Runekeeper, by the way.
You do have Eyes of the Runekeeper?
I can read all writing, just so you know.
Inspiring. Oh,
Gotcha.
no, never mind. I do have them. They're just not labeled as channel divinities anymore.
Alright.
What are they labeled?
They're labeled as their own individual abilities, and they both take
yeah.
a bonus action.
Yeah, they've done that.
Alright. So,
Like this.
So I'm assuming none of you have anything you need to do around the grove.
No.
No. Alpha's also, like, feels it would be super disrespectful if she just starts walking around, so she's just been literally, like, sticking to the group.
I'm walking around.
What the fuck?
You're walking
Elfane, I don't want to
around
be
where?
offensive. Mitch, I'm going to step on whatever fucking plant I can.
I'm gonna just stick to the paths.
So you're just gonna walk around the grove, just kind of looking at shit?
I'll
Alright.
be enjoying the scenery. It's been a while since I've seen such green not being on fire.
That is true.
That's fair.
Could I grab my tea now that it's cooled down? Look at
Yes.
the Archmage and go, will this make me more awake? Or is this, like, not that kind of tea?
Do you want it to?
Yes.
He walks off into what you see is essentially a kitchenette.
Oh, wait, no.
And
I
he
thought you could...
opens up one of the panels and grabs something before walking back towards you. And he sprinkles some purple dust inside of it.
What was that purple dust?
Cocaine.
Caffeine.
It's gonna wake you up.
Can I insight him?
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Watch as it's like magic mushroom dust or some shit.
It could be, honestly.
That's a natural 20.
Fuck yes.
You see,
That's an issue to
he's trying to hold back a grin, but he isn't lying. But he seems like he seems like he's being helpful while also maybe playing a little bit of a prank.
Do I recognize this purple powder?
Give me a nature check.
I'm gonna look at him and go, I'm onto your games, old man. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna down my entire tea.
Where the hell is the... You hear that? I'm not afraid anymore. What did you say? Insight?
Nature. Because you were asking if you knew what the powder was.
Oh.
16. You're familiar with the powder. It is an often used powder, in small amounts.
It's a laxative.
No. essentially acting as a small boost of caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, he turned your tea into a pseudo coffee.
Or, yeah, I'm downing the entire thing.
You go ahead and you down it, and strangely enough, it has an added taste of walnut.
It turns out Coonbreen's deathly allergic to walnut.
I was just about to say that. Oh no, I'm allergic! Why do you think I avoided the woods all this time?
You go ahead, you down it, and it takes a second or two, but you are, like, you're hit by this small dose of caffeine.
I immediately go find Mitch, and I would like to disturb his peace. Just talking about the plans I have for weaponry, the time I had during, like, the travel here, which was instantaneous, just everything.
In between his ramblings, like in the middle of sentences, I'll point to a bird I don't recognize. Be like, I wonder what that's called.
Can I see what that's called?
Give me a nature check.
14.
14. Alright. You have a general knowledge of some of the birds and other fauna that he points out in the middle of your ramblings.
That's a blue tit. Anyway. And that's a rock. We should hide.
But you guys walk around. Mitch, you do take note of it. It is lovely scenery. Bright greens that you're pretty sure you only can imagine from stories of things like this. Plants that even you're familiar with seem more vibrant. Roses seem more red than red. There's strangely some sunflowers that are brighter yellow. Just everything seems bright. And you can't help but find yourself smiling every so often.
He's talking to my dad.
God damn it, Mitch.
Don't worry, Justin, I heard you.
I heard you as well.
I am also noticing all these things, but I do not care. I must tell Mitch about the ballista I made. It cost 20,000 gold. That was all my platinum, and I had to make so many bolts for it.
Jeez.
That's where all my money went.
Nothing, I was just having a nice little monologue of what you saw around the
You lost privileges.
the whole thing.
I'm probably gonna fake that. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
He's not gonna say it again.
No, I'm going to. As you're walking around the grove, you notice the different colors in their vibrancies. The greens seem greener than you've really thought, that you've really only heard about in stories of places like this.
Oh, ow.
Roses are redder than red, along with sunflowers being brighter yellow than should theoretically even be natural. Just everything has a very nice vibrancy to it, and you can't help but smile every so often.
We've been across a lot of lands. To be honest, not every single time we get a chance to soak in the scenery. I don't think I've seen flowers this bright. I don't think we've ever stepped inside of a grove like this before.
Are you
It's
even
quite
listening
nice.
to my plans?
Maybe.
Well, anyway, this cost this much, this cost this much. I did this over the 3 months. I'm tired now.
I pat you on the back.
Huh? Okay. So, when's the Feywild?
As soon as she tells us.
Okay.
Am I supposed to tell you? You fucked off.
You shout out the window.
Per typical Mitch fashion. We need to go somewhere. I'm gonna go this way.
And walk away.
I thought we had time.
No,
Okay.
that was
You
our
had-
tea time.
You have whatever
was
time you
tea
guys want to take. It's up to you guys as a group to decide.
And
Are we going, Window Woman?
What's a woman?
Window woman. Because you're shouting out the window.
Back
I would imagine.
Okay. Let's go, cuckoo.
Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm ready. Oh, fuck. No, don't close the fuck. There we go.
Alright. You guys go ahead and reconvene, reassemble, as you are escorted back to the tree of Wellspring. At which point, Alphuel raises up his staff, kind of arcing it across the tree. And whereas there was your portal that you made that was about person-sized, this one almost splits up 50 feet of the tree, kind of cracking open with a gust of wind that's coming through it. And the light is more of this scintillating rotation of vibrant pink, bright purple, intense green, super bright blue, just all of these vibrant colors that almost assault your senses. And she awaits after you.
I nod my head gently, respectfully towards him, and first stick my hand through the mist and then follow after it.
The mist is warm and inviting. And you step through and you're enveloped in this very nice kind of... It's almost like... You know how when it's a cold day outside and you go into one of those like fancy buildings that has like the top-down burst of heat? It's one of those. And you step through. Everyone else is following?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a bitch and I'm gonna jump through.
Alright.
I'm
You
gonna
go-
shake the guy's hand before we go through. Or before I go through. And say thank you for the hospitality. The grove is beautiful.
Thank you. You are welcome anytime.
And
I can't see the thumbs up.
You all go through the portal, and you end up on the other side within the Feywild.
Yay!
Yay!
And that is where we will end it for tonight.
Yay! It took
Aw,
us
damn it.
3 hours to get to the Feywild.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's my fault.
No, it's nobody's fault. We were having fun.
Just, it's hard to do D&D when my puppy's out and my dad is awake because he has the ears of a bat.
Well, how about you take off his ears, and then your puppy becomes a dog? Just age it up immediately.
Solution: buy him earmuffs.
No. Other
Turn
solution.
the puppy into earmuffs.
What if we took the puppy and pushed it somewhere else?
That's not just a puppy, it's a dog!
Alright.
My child.
Big dog.
But thank you viewers for tuning in.
Yep.
Catch y'all
Thank
next
you,
time.